Hello, and welcome to my VR Planetarium. I worked on this project as part of MIT's VR learning class in spring of 2018. Now, we can see here that the user begins the experience in the middle of a planetarium, where they can reach out and grab different objects around them, such as stars. While holding a star, more information about it, such as its name, distance from Earth, life cycle stage, and etymology, appear. The user can then begin moving the star around the space, with the eventual intention of placing the star in its correct location in the dome above. The user can also recall the star to the podium by pressing the menu button. Now, without having more information about which stars are currently displayed in the dome, it can be quite difficult to position the stars in their correct locations. The user is encouraged then to move about the planetarium and see what other information or controls are available to them. Here, we have a control panel for changing the views presented in the dome. We could press this button to display constellation geometries, or this button to display the mythological art for each constellation. We can even display the names for the constellations. Now, I intended this VR Planetarium to serve as a sort of framework for different lessons about astronomy. In this prototype lesson, I would like to teach about the winter triangle. Other possible ideas could be zodiac or summer constellations. But here the winter triangle is comprised of 3 of the brightest stars in the night sky. Our first star to place is Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is a member of the winter triangle. Its name comes from the Arabic for underarm. Now let's see if we can find some good candidates. There's some underarms, but no real big stars. But here we see a nice large red star in the underarm of Orion. So, where'd it go? Now, if we just toss this toward that star, boom, we can see that it snaps into place. And the next star is presented to us. Now, I also intended to set up different exhibits in the planetarium so users can learn more about astronomy while learning about the stars. Now, we just placed Betelgeuse, and the next constellation star is Sirius. You can see that Sirius comes from the Greek for brightly glowing, and is actually the brightest star in the night sky. But that doesn't tell us much. Let's see if we can find any other hints in the room. There's another thing that says Sirius, and it has a star on the eye of a dog. Well, there are 2 dogs in the sky. So there's Canis Major, Canis Minor. So we toss, oops. There we go. Now if we toss this at the brighter star in Canis Minor, it bounces right off. So that's probably not it. So let's try the brightest star in Canis Major. Oh, I missed. Try again. And boom, we can see that it snapped into place. So now we got Sirius and Betelgeuse, the 2 brightest stars in the winter triangle, placed in the sky above. Now we can see that the user can teleport all around the space and begin to explore the exhibits placed in the corners of the room. Here, in this exhibit, we're showing the position of Orion, where we just placed Betelgeuse, and how its shape is determined by stars that are placed in 3 dimensions, not just 2. So, we see the familiar pattern here, how we view it from Earth. And then if we stand here we see that same pattern begin to form. But if the Earth was somewhere else in the galaxy, or we were over here, we would see a completely different pattern entirely, something that does not resemble Orion or a hunter at all, possibly. We can even move up closer to it and shift side to side to see how the stars move with parallax. We can also see other graphical posters around the room displaying other information, and the user can continue their experience to try to find where the third and final star of the winter triangle belongs in the sky above.